You guys will have somebody.
Okay, five. I think we have some other people joining. We just still have 5 minutes more to begin. I think we just have 3 minutes more. We'll just wait. Okay.
So, sir, welcome everyone. So, are you ready?
Yeah, sure. Welcome. Wow. If this is the Immobilium team, I think I would need to give you guys kudos for this. You had the whole team on ground.
Okay, sir. So, after 2 minutes, we'll start.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Let's see how it starts here. But nobody's gonna hear it. So like,
There's a thing, this one is connected to the TV.
okay.
Mute yours.
But no, but I can mute. Okay. You know what? Let's
Australia looking good at 4 o'clock in the morning.
good.
Oh.
Well, it's been 10 seconds, I guess, left, but we can start. And I'm seeing all those people jumping in. I'm actually really happy and honored. I want to start with thanking everyone to join and participate this first and hopefully not last Immobilium presentation, ask me anything kind of a style. I am humbled to have our friends and associates and partners around the globe here. We are broadcasting live out of headquarters in Beverly Hills, headquarters of Coldwell Banker. And, we are joined by our other associates and partners, Chicago title. And this gives us like a stronghold and actually credibility that we are not a joke. And an hour from now, you guys are going to really see who we are, what we are about to become in the next future. And my name is Sasha Popovic, and I am the CEO and founder of Immobilium Incorporated. It's an US-based company. And I am here, as said, supported by our associates, as well as my co-founder and partner on the right. I don't know if you can see him. There it is. His name is Lazaros Georgiadis. And there is another partner in the left corner right there. He's in Serbia. And his name is Nenad Mitošević. And like those two guys are my wings, and they are the reason that we are here today. I want to break it down a little bit about the company itself, about the structure, idea, and how it came alive. And fine. How it came alive and what was actually the reason that we are here today. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about the company, the structure, our vision, as well as projection and process in the next 3, 6, 9 months, a year, and so on and so forth. After that, and then to introduce our other partners around the globe, as well as our strategic partners from a technology point of view. His name is Srđan. He is the mastermind of blockchain ecosystem that we're using, OBS network. And then you can ask him any kind of questions why we built this thing on OBS and not Solana or any other ecosystems. As well, we're going to showcase and broadcast first time live our platform, which is, just to make sure you guys understand, 98% done. There's like about 3 weeks left. So if you see some kind of discrepancies, please don't hate us. We are planning to launch the first version of the platform in about 3-4 weeks, the latest, if not sooner. Everything depends on Srđan, our tech guy. And then you can, we're going to showcase you some promotional videos, and you can ask us anything you want, including our coin, which I'm going to try to put at the end, so not to distract about the project and about the platform. So, we came to this idea, basically, we've been in crypto mining business for quite a while now. And we realized that we have tons of assets. So instead of sitting on them, let's use this thing for something much better than just, working on a kind of cruise control and, just mining. For any one of you who actually understands what crypto mining is, once you set the whole thing up, it just works on its own. The most important part here is investing money and praying to God that everything is going to work out and nobody's going to kill crypto. So we realized we cannot just rely on crypto itself, rules, regulations, and anything that's about to come. So we decided to, create, to go into a blockchain sector and start creating a platform. I am in technology business since 1996, if I remember. Well, I am getting old, trust me. Even though people think
definitely.
Okay, that's questionable. So, I've been dealing with the first merchant accounts back in the 90s. I've been dealing with live streaming, music videos. I can go on and on. That's not a part of our presentation. So I always looked for something significant that's not going to be a disruption predominantly. I am not that kind of a person who tries to eliminate factors out of our daily life that change consumers' behavior. I'm more a guy who actually tries to create something to become a tool or to adapt toward the current, market situation. So having all those incubators throughout the year, I ran into a client of ours back in the days, maybe 2017, who actually was a real estate agent in Florida and tried to create something that's going to be easier for real estate agent to, make buyer and seller talk to each other, sign contracts, close deals. And he was really pushing hard for us to develop something for him. And it was impossible. I mean, blockchain technology, it was completely unknown. Even if it was known, nobody would touch it. It was something, like, why would I do this thing? I don't know how it works. And so that idea about a year and a half ago came to my attention. Like, let me go back into a real estate market, even though I have nothing to do with the real estate market. So just want to let you know. And let me try to create something that's going to be revolutionizing this whole process and make some money. So I start talking to my co-founder, and I asked him, like, what can we do to actually get attention from all this whole, real estate agents, and what can we build? And I suggested him, let's build like those, I hate to call them smart contracts, let's build some kind of ways for buyer and seller not to actually meet each time when they have to make an offer or purchase offer, so they can do this thing through our technology. And he said, like, what? And since he's been in the real estate sector for 30 years, that's great, but I don't think that our growth is going to be significant if we actually push that agenda. At a certain point, it's just going to become a niche, and anybody else is going to do it. Like, look at the DocuSign or something like that. People are trying to copy left and right. So I asked him, what would be the best thing that we can actually use to eliminate, this process? He goes, our biggest problem is time. Time that it needs for like all this due diligence, all these discoveries, all this process, to be completed between the buyer, the seller, the agent, the title company, escrow company, notarization, like, name it. And if we can, in America, for example, it takes good lucky period, 6 to 8 weeks to close an escrow. If you're lucky, you don't have any problems, or in discovering that like 3 weeks later there is termites sitting in a house or stuff like that. So then I said, okay, how can we do it? Like, if we can put something that we can shorten a period of time of this transaction, that would be the way to go. We worked, at the beginning, we started thinking, okay, well, that's going to be an easy task, until we realized there's so many handicaps. And most of those handicaps are regulatory rules, regulations, and stuff that we have to think about. I want to clarify something that, there are disruptors and they are revolutionizing markets as we speak. And I am the biggest fan of all of them. But, me sitting on a platform and waiting for 5, 6, or 10 years to make my model be the model for everyone, it wasn't my choice. So we tried to actually then go and approach real estate agencies, brokers. We tried to approach, and we did, title companies like Chicago Title, and our associates from Coldwell Bankers. They told us, like, what? We have to make sure that everything is regulatory, that everything works well, that we don't, down the road, even if we are not so ambitious, don't have those problems. And so we spent last 18 months, maybe 15 months on research and development. We had tons of case studies, and we created protocols that actually are easier to implement. And they are, once they're on a blockchain, they're set to go. We made sure that realizing that blockchains, every single state has their own rules and regulations. For example, let's say notarization, in US, in 50 states, 29 of them are actually allowing RON, like remote online notarization process. California is not one of them. And is it going to come down the road? Probably, but we have to take this in like calculation, how we're going to build something universal. So we realized we cannot build anything universal. We have to adapt to the markets, and we then started creating hubs. And hubs are literally a heart of our company. And the way we thought about them at the beginning was just like a little offices here and there. Now they're becoming centerpieces of each of those states. In order for us to connect, we would have to have like hubs in every single state, or like predominantly every country in the world, to make this transaction smoothly. But running hubs, it's not just brick and mortar kind of options. People can use platform even without those presence to upload and do due diligence and do everything that we actually require. The way we succeeded at, with our partnerships, is we turned the tables 360, and the processes that were coming at the beginning, such as, the processes that were coming at the end, such as all this discovery going through a title and escrow company, we put it at the front, right there at the front of you, even thinking about posting your property on our platform. So right now, in order for you to upload your property and be a client of Immobilium, you're going to have to provide, as a seller, all the necessary discovery processes, from due diligence, from providing the good bill of health, title, escrow, escrow norms, name it. We are then uploading this thing on our blockchain, where a buyer can look at it at any time by getting approved from a seller, and can actually have some kind of stamp of approval that property, it's actually what it claims to be. By doing that, and this is like a really short version of how this whole process works. By doing that, we are creating some credibility towards the sellers, and towards the seller's attempt to sell the property. The platform itself is meant not for next door neighbor of yours to go and buy the house. If you have a house for sale across the street, you don't literally depend to go on Immobilium, although there's going to be many perks and many situations and fees that are going to actually make it very appealing for you to use it, instead of using other source of sales. But what it's going to do, it's actually approaching international buyers outside of the regions who have no ability, or cannot actually just fly from, I'm not even talking about let's say Berlin to LA to buy the property, but like even from New York or Chicago. So we're creating that stamp of approval that by posting all those documents and working with our local partners, we can claim that all those all that everything is true and correct. That then gives you an option not to to bypass the time, not the institutions like escrow and title. Okay, it makes you bypass the time, shorten the time, by as 80% of your capabilities, and gives you assurance that you can literally go on platform, select the property, and this is something that we claim. And for some, it's going to be like, how is it even possible to buy a property in 15 minutes? And I'm going to tell you later that some places are going to have capabilities to do the transaction in 15 minutes. But let's say California, that's something that took 4 weeks, can take literally 3 days. Because once we have all the documents ready, approved, and selected, and controlled, and all the diligence done, and it goes through escrow and goes through title, you already have this thing in front of you. You don't have to go and oppose the documents. The title company is actually just waiting for escrow company to tell them, hey, you know what? All is done. Somebody on Immobilium did a purchase. The money arrived into escrow account. You can close this deal. You can issue the deed, and we're gonna send them some kind of notifications the property has been closed, and the title company is going to finish the deal. That thing can take just days. It usually would took 4 to 6 weeks. Now it's going to take just days. And talking about other parts of the world, that how we ever started it, we started with US. And I don't want you to guys think that we're going to spread thin and we're going to be all over the place. That's not our agenda. But by expanding and doing all this due diligence and data research, we run into many parties that are like now present with us, who are actually part of this hub positioning, talking about starting from Texas, Miami, all the way to Munich, Germany, and Syria down to Dubai and Australia. So it's not the same way you're purchasing your property in Germany, the way you're purchasing in Australia. For example, in Australia, as a foreigner, someone who is non-citizen, no residence, can absolutely purchase the property, but not the used one. When I say used one, like already that somebody was living there. You can only buy the new developments, the new buildings, the new constructions. And, this goes because Australia has their own, a set of rules, but FIRB, which is Foreign Investment Review Board, and they are doing actually well. I mean, they don't want people flipping houses in Australia like they do in California, like on a daily basis. They want them to actually, you as a foreigner, if you put $500,000, $1 million, they want to buy, to put into new development, get new jobs, help Australia grow. And you can do that over there. Then in Australia, there is no escrow and title. You pretty much need a lawyer who's going to sit between two parties and close the deal. So or for example, in Greece, in Greece, takes you $250,000 of your investment to select and invest and get a gold visa, which actually it's like equivalent to a green card, which is going to help you get your citizenship down the road by just certain investments. All those issues, people don't know. It's not that they cannot Google them, but we are putting everything on the same roof. Coming to Australia, for example, even though Australia doesn't need an escrow company, we think that security is the major aspect of our platform, and having escrow in those kind of intercontinental or parties between each other who are not close to each other, who don't know each other, who cannot see each other. It's really an important part of the concept, because you just don't know who who people are. I mean, you know them and you live next door. Imagine somebody from America buying a property, in Australia. And those are the factors why Immobilium it's different, because it gives you this assurance how to purchase property from, Europe in Malibu, or sitting on in your office here in Beverly Hills to look at Mykonos Islands, see a house. How would you do that? You would definitely have to go maybe Google an agent in Greece, and hopefully you think that this Greek agent is not going to screw you sometimes. Then trust him, then this Greek agent has to think, oh my God, who is this guy now? Okay, he shows up, he calls me, he wants to buy a house in Mykonos. I'm not even going to waste my time. How do I know who those people are? By being on a platform, you're going to have a process. You're going to go to this KYC AML process. You're going to have your profile. You're going to upload even your own funds into the platform. This is something that we're going to add to the table. Imagine like PayPal uploading funds. It always sits in your account that you can instantaneously buy that property. So that agent in Greece is going to have that, stamp of approval and say, you know what, I already know. He's vested, he has money. Why would I not sell my property to this individual? This agent in Greece is going to give, it's going to showcase and it's going to tell us what kind of protocols we need, what kind of documents we need for a foreign buyer. And that process now becomes really, really something as easy as it sounds. Next to that, there is situations like coming out of California and LA, who is really so stuck up, and everybody here is celebrity and stuff like this. People are just really in a different kind of world. People with tons of money maybe sometimes don't want to post their properties on a major platform here like Zillow, Redfin, and so far, they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to be known that they're selling their own houses. There was a celebrity, I'm not going to name the name, who took like 2 years to sell the house because that individual, had to list his house through our agents. They may talk to each other, not talk to each other. Now with Immobilium platform, we are going to correspondent with our hubs. Those hubs are going to become let's call it like an international network of banking systems connected to each other with individual, based on individual jurisdictions, laws, and regulations, so that like somebody can be really secure that that money is not channeled, through some kind of money laundering or anything like that, and it's selected right. Somebody in Dubai can sit on $6 million worth of Bitcoin, and he wants to own a house in Beverly Hills. I don't see the way that this person is going to come to majority of the houses, the way these whole regulations work, which are the part of our platform. And, there is like many of those aspects that the platform itself is going to be able to do. But predominantly, it's a network of international partnerships that we're putting under one roof. We have, and as a concept itself, imagine, we have here, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, we have here something like Carfax. Carfax is let's call it like non-government institution who actually you can go there and you can type the VIN number of your car and you can see everything about that individual car. And, so we are becoming that combined maybe with like eBay or stuff like this, that we can literally, once you click on a platform, you're going to have all the list of the documents, everything that this platform went through. And on top of it, we're going to give Immobilium step of approval, which means we're not going to let somebody just post anything about that platform and we're going to take it to the face value. We are going to go with our team to double check and inspect. The reason we do this, it's like because we, my pedigree is coming from risk assessment and strategy, so which means I really am more devil's advocate than anyone thinks. My partners sometimes go crazy how I sound paranoid over certain things, but I'm not. I actually want to be more like cautious and conservative over certain things where instead of overwhelming. So we are gonna, like, we learned from other companies their own mistakes. We did those analysis, let's say Airbnb, and when they started, it took them a while until they created some kind of, secure product, which means they relied on their vendors alone. So when the first properties came on the market, they were actually, trusting individuals with their houses, with their properties, with their rooms available for rent. And, people will post any pictures. You come as you come as a guest, you sleep there overnight, then you realize, okay, it's really not what it says it is. So who you're going to actually blame? You're not going to blame that host. You blame Airbnb for not taking the proper measures and secure that whatever that, host said was true. And, on the other hand, like we see that, even today, how many difficulties and how many things Uber went through, and then they try to change and correct stuff. We are not. We are adapting at the current, markets in jurisdictions that we're operating with. We are not changing user behaviors. We are creating a tool that everyone can use and is going to be as seamless as it is. So I know I talk like a lot about what the concept of the company is, of the business and the structure. And as with that said, like that's the reason that this thing all functions is due to partnerships that we have around the globe. Here in LA, our major, associates and friends, we can call them. Even though we are here at their headquarters, they're beautiful and in the center of Beverly Hills. We are next door, but we just moved in. We have no furniture there. So I think if you guys looked at us right now, you will laugh. So we're going to do next AMA out of our headquarters, which is right around the block. We are fortunate to have one of our board member, Vangelis, giving us opportunity here from the Common Bankers. And we are fortunate to have Nate and Tiffany, who represent our title and escrow company, which is going to be one of the major company doing our first sales on a platform coming in the next few weeks. We are very excited. We've been working with them since the beginning. I may say the first meetings we had with them was supposed to be a half an hour meeting, and we went there. It turned out to be 3.5 hours, and it gave us hope, like stuff that we thought about 9 months ago, and now it's day and night. And we were happy that while we were parting the way, and I have to actually really explain to the people who don't know what Chicago Title is. It's, I think, third biggest company in America, title and escrow, and they are part of Fidelity Group, who, I don't have to say much. And talking about call it bankers, Realty, they are like Fortune 500 company, and they are they're part of Realty, which also owns Sotheby's, also owns 21st Century. So we are in a good hands, and I am really thrilled and blessed to have them next to us. And so I am going to pass the torch to my partner in Serbia right now, Nenad, who is the brain of execution. And he's going to demonstrate the platform and the user interface. And as I said, be aware, this is just the demo. The main product is coming in about 3 to 4 weeks. And so all the designs or any kind of typos you see, anything like that, please apologize. We're definitely going to correct it before we launch it. So thank you. Later, we're going to answer any questions. Now, Nenad, please.
Thank you, Sasha.
Thank you.
Greetings from Belgrade to everybody following this first AMA of Immobilium. I'll be showcasing
Nenad, we can hear you.
the process that is about. Wait a minute.
Nenad disappeared.
Can you hear me?
Nenad?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Hello?
yes,
Can
I
you hear
think
me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you, but
Yeah.
your volume is quite low.
Okay, let me just try to pick it up. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I'll be, in order to showcase the entire process of users becoming users on our platform, we recorded 2 videos so that we can also accelerate the process. You don't have to see everything in a time-consuming fashion. We're going to show first the way how users are going to be onboarded, and I'm going to share my screen now. 1 second. Yeah. So here we go. The first video is showing an onboarding process of a user that is a seller, basically an individual that is going to register on our platform and upload. So we have some business side, they see the marketplace, they see that this is something where they would like to showcase their property. They start by registering their username.
Nenad disappeared somewhere. Hope he gets back. I don't think I have those videos that he has. He's definitely going to be back.
Message.
Say. I'm sorry about that.
Looks is having.
We made sure to split.
Is that his voice? Maybe.
Ne-
Looks to having quite a
Guys, I apologize. This is our first time we're doing that. Obviously, you can see it.
Yeah, sure.
So it wasn't intentional.
It's better now.
Oh, better now. Okay, sorry about it.
All right.
I'm just trying to see, like, where Nenad is. Is he coming? Is he coming back?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He's logging back in.
He's logging back in. I apologize, for this interruption. It's Nenad's going to showcase you everything, and I'm trying to figure out where Stephen is. So maybe you could have demonstrate. But as said, we are expanding and we are creating all those hubs so that individuals who actually are maybe not such a tech savvy, individuals can understand what actually crypto is, what blockchain is, what situations like that, especially with our fractional ownership process that we're going to offer. And, that's, one of the setups that we can use in Australia, even as a foreigner. And if we didn't have our hubs and our partners, in Golden Coast, Australia, we would never ever come up with those solutions. And, that's why those partnerships are really relevant to what we do. I'm going to try to, like, out of my head, demonstrate the platform before Nena jumps in, the processes that goes there, like, out of my head. So, like, before you log in, it's you have to have you go to KYC AML process, which means know your customer and anti-money laundering process. That process is done with a third-party company called Ondado, the European company, and it's actually runs individuals against all the world databases, terrorist watch list, global watch list, anything that's has to do with, like, any kind of criminal activities, to actually assure us that whoever jumps, whoever, like, uploads the property, is going to, be legit. And then, those kind of approaches are used by banks, regular banks, and it's becoming a norm. Like, you probably all know, if you go through any Coinbase, crypto, or anything like that, you can, Nenad is back. You can use that. Nenad, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just don't know, you lost me. Can you tell me where you lost me, please?
It did. It did. It did. It did. Okay, there we go. As long as we can hear him. Okay, there we go. As long as we can hear him. Okay, there we go. As long as we can hear him. Okay, there we go.
I think we're having a kind of echo.
It's even on. It's even on.
Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
What about the screen? Did you see me sharing the screen and the contents of the shared screen? Hello?
Please, your volume is quite low. Please, your volume is quite low.
The volume is set to the full. But can you tell me if you can see my screen when I'm sharing the screen? I'm actually without my headphones, so I don't know if anything is working now. Hello?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Sir?
We can't actually hear you. We can't actually hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay, so there's the screen. Well, you can see me sharing my screen, yeah? You can see the information I'm showcasing, okay. So I can maybe then go back to the video that we Okay, so I got information that you can actually hear me and that I can share the screen, and instead of showcasing the video, I'm going to do everything on on the platform itself. Yeah. So instead of sharing the video, which for some reason blocks the operations, we're going to show how everything works on a demo platform. What you could have seen is that I have selected a property from the marketplace that I decided to buy. It has been removed from the marketplace what it has when I acquired it, and I can manage the properties that I bought. For example, I can edit it, I can do certain things, so I can change the price. So the very same day when I bought a property, I can decide to put it back on the market with a higher price. Here also in your dashboard, you can see your Immobilium wallet that stores your Immobilium tokens, which are actually
Looks your voice has gone off.
exiting. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
Yeah. So let me try it again to reshare the screen. 1 second. So we're back to Immobilium, and basically we can do everything that we were supposed to show you in a video, but I think it's maybe even more interesting to show it live how it works. Apart from directly buying properties, which you could have seen that I just did, there is also a possibility to, for example, buy a fraction of a property that is available. Yeah. So if there is which my colleague Christina will tell you more about. On our property, you can also manage the fractions by offering to buy and sell those to those who are interested on the market to offer the certain price for your fractions of the property that you own. In order to bring ball back to California, and maybe for us here to reconsolidate our tech part, maybe I can give this floor back to California and Christina to tell a little bit more about fractional ownership, and I'll see what's happening at our end regarding the inability to showcase videos that we plan. Thanks, guys.
Looks. Are we good?
Christina, LA. LAT, we don't hear you.
It looks her mic is actually muted. Maybe if you could actually unmute your mic.
Sasha, can you unmute your mic, please?
Please, can you unmute your mic?
Well, while they unmute the mic, let me maybe just start.
Can you guys hear us?
Can you hear us?
You guys hear us?
Yes.
Here?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, no, with Christina, I'm really apologizing for all this technical, difficulties. Christina, you're muted. You're not muted.
No.
Sasha and LA team, you go ahead. You're unmuted. Go ahead. Team LA, we still cannot hear you.
Can you guys hear me now? Can anyone hear me? No?
Yes.
Yes? Oh, thank God. I don't even know what I was saying. This is ridiculous, but hey. So, wow, great. Okay, I want to really apologize for all these things, and it's not our intention to waste anyone's time, especially somebody like our partners in Australia, which is 4 o'clock in the morning, it's 5. So like what Natalie was trying to showcase, it's like the way the platform actually works. We've been more than happy to leave those videos on our like YouTube channels and stuff like that, so you can actually see how easy the process is and what this process actually also does. We are creating, there is fractional ownership companies, so we didn't invent that. Neither it was our goal. The platform was predominantly built based on fractional ownership. And then while we were building it, we decided that we can actually expand, create something more unique than just fractional ownership. Fractional ownership is an option for you. So, there's companies that offer stuff like that. I think, or real estate, there's like Picasso, there's companies that offer stuff like that. With us, it's different. You can actually go and choose if you want to buy a property as one, or you want to look for participants to share the property with you. So you're going to be able to log into a platform. You're going to see all those listings. I hope you saw the glimpse of those listings. And you're going to then select how you wish to buy this property. Is it going to be, you have $1 million in your Bitcoin, or you have $1 million in your fiat money, and you want to just buy it. On top of it, it's yours. Or you want to find someone, because the only funds you actually have at your disposal is $200,000. You want to create and let's support an option to pull the rest of the investors with you. And with our blockchain ecosystem and our concept, you're going to be able to get investors from around the world participating in the purchase, not just locally or next door neighbors. And having a coin as a part of it is going to give you a leverage to get in and out of the property without being forced to sell the whole property on its own. So, even if you are putting like the majority of the money or like minority, doesn't even matter, at a certain point, like if you want to get out, you don't have to force the whole group of that fractional ownership to sell the platform so that you can collect the proceeds, but you can just get out, sell the coins, and somebody else will jump into on your spot. There's going to be governance, of course. I mean, this is not just run by some Mickey Mouse, concept. The LLCs, which are going to be operated by all those special purpose vehicles, also called management companies, are going to control how this fractional concept actually works. And then it's going to be a set of rules. They are decided between the individuals who are buying this property. You can call this thing. We have stuff like this in California called like investor pools, right? And growth account funds, investor pools. Where people create polite placement memorandums and collect money together. But everything is like, you call your friend, you call this guy, you're looking for investor. Here on a blockchain, you're going to have access to anyone individual around the world, be your partner, and share the property with you. And there where the coin actually has all that utilities or some of utilities, as a fractional ownership or like, agents, using our coin to, conduct business by holding the coin, the fees are going to be much, much lower. And that's going to give the coin itself a bigger staking value. Also down the road, we intend to, add many more features to the platform, such as peer-to-peer lending, which means like, global money exchange, where like you can actually, you're going to be able to borrow money from someone who is overseas and is in a decentralized way, and create your own set of rules for that particular loan. Also, we are thinking, and that's not far away. I mean, everything is in the next year or two with crypto mortgages. But in order for those things to happen, we are sitting ducks and waiting for all those rules and regulations by SEC, by governments, because we know that at any given point of time, they're going to happen. Crypto is now down, everybody's panicking, but so is gold, and so is any other assets. If you think that crypto is anything else but an asset, then you're wrong. And we know that once the regulations and all those rules come and they're set in stone, they're going to be, based on my opinion, and I'm not a financial advisor, I think they're going to be favorable more towards us than towards the government, because everybody would love to push us into that direction of digital money, digitalization, and transfers through blockchain platforms and exchanges like one of ours. And so when that happens, we are going to then conduct additional features to the coin and set of rules which are going to help us, go further with what we are attempting to do. I also want to really emphasize that many people think that Immobilium is, even though we are out of marketing purposes, we are announcing this thing to be a crypto real estate platform. It's actually not crypto real estate platform. Crypto is one of the solutions. So I want to debunk all those theories and to think that anyone who is watching, who is in real estate market, who is a real estate agent or escrow company, that is scared. The way this whole thing works, you want to have the option to use crypto to purchase the property. And we are working with, with major companies right now. Those are the last couple of weeks of our implemented banking systems. And I really hope that at least maybe Nenad or maybe Surgeon can have one of the videos or sliding, how we can show the new designs and the new, promotional, material, how this thing is going to look in about 3-4 weeks. But if nothing happens, you're going to find this thing on Telegram right after this broadcast, or you're going to find it on our YouTube channel, and you can see exactly how the platform is going to work. So the crypto, it's going to be actually regulated. The crypto is going to be converted to our payment gateways, and that we are now in talks with to implement. I cannot discuss further which ones are going to be a part of it, but it's going to be such a small transaction that the escrow itself, it's not even going to see the crypto in their possession. And that's why we are not, eliminating any kind of security, concerns, that we are just not dealing with them in the first place. So if you can see something if I dissect, just imagine you go to Coinbase, you convert there, and then you send money to Immobilium, and then you send money to the escrow. So instead of going to 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to put everything on the same roof, and you won't even feel it, how you're putting your Bitcoin, how asset-to-asset transaction actually works, and sends through us and through our algorithms and our blockchain straight into escrow hands, which are already prepared to issue an what should I call it, an directive or like to the title company and tell them, okay, everything is set and done. We got our $1 million. They don't know where the $1 million came from. I mean, they don't know how the $1 million came from. Was it fiat? Was it crypto? But that's not something they have to be concerned. And that eliminates all those uncertainties, and it makes it much smoother. I'm sure that right now in the situation where crypto is like at a bottom, nobody will be crazy enough to spend $1 million in Bitcoin and buy a property. So pretty much people are going to wait for times to come in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months. However, we're going to be ready, and we're actually very hard at maybe one of our first properties that we are about to launch is going to be with crypto. And that's going to actually really showcase how this whole process works. We are going to document our first sale, and we're going to expose it when it happens, even though, especially since it's in California, so the 15 minutes, doesn't exist here. And, I want to just emphasize that it's impossible right now to close anything in 15 minutes. But we're gonna shorten this process video from the moment when the seller goes to the platform, uploads all the documents. They are actually providing deals with an escrow with the title, and connects his wallet, the buyer does exactly the same, goes through the process, and connects and sells the funds through us straight into escrow. Escrow and title company are going to actually issue a confirmation. We are going to have it like, so to say, like when you order, pizza to Grubhub, you want to know exactly where the driver is, in a certain moment. Like, so this is where the process is where we are. The seller did this, the buyer did that. So the both parties, including the escrow and a broker and everyone who's involved, are going to be able to oversee the current process. So there is no disruption in the system. You'll have to pick up your phone and call, from Coldwell Banker, hey, here's Coldwell Banker into Chicago Title, and tell them, what happened, where are you? Everybody's going to be aware of the whole process, buyer, seller. It's like you're delivering, FedEx or something like that. And once it's done, the title is going to be, and deed is going to, mailed as a part of the paperwork to the individual. There is many things here that we take in consideration. How is it when somebody buys from Greece? How is this person going to get stuff, from America? And we are definitely continuously building this platform. So whatever you're going to see in, about 2 to 4 weeks from now, and I'm sure you're going to be amazed. Trust me that our development is going to continue for another 6 months by adding all potential bells and whistles and features, and trying to add other states. Starting with Texas and Florida. I'm very happy to have Jeff, who is on your left corner there, who's very quiet, and he's the part of this whole process. So to have everyone involved, like every single state needs their own, title and escrow company as well as broker. And so we are, as said, going with the rules, changing anything. We're just making them so much faster and smoother that, at the end of the day, you won't even care how this thing happened, as long as it happened, based on the laws and regulations. I know there's going to be tons of questions. I wish I can show you some videos. Unfortunately, I don't know why we can share stuff of the designs as well as promo video. But like I said, after this broadcast, we're gonna put them on a platform, on Telegram and YouTube, and you're gonna be more than happy to see the final designs. Now, I would love to switch to Srdjan, and he was sitting there brave, and he's the brain of our concept. We built everything on his network, which is an amazing platform. And I want to actually really explain why we did it there and not on Solana or any other ecosystem. And after that, we're going to try to answer any of your questions that you guys have, and let you have a lunch or dinner or stuff like that. Thank you. So, Jen.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Please do let me know if you can hear me. I am keeping an eye on our internal team chat on Telegram. So if at any point in time I also cut off, just write me a message in our internal chat and I'll see. So yeah, thank you very much for the introduction. I'm sorry also from my end that the connection with Nenad didn't work out too well for the visual demonstration of how the platform actually works. But as Sasha said, we'll have it on YouTube. So you can check it out after this talk. As a brief introduction from my side, so Srđan Kuprešin is my name. I live in Vienna in Austria, and I come from business background. I spent years in investment banking, in strategic management advisory, mergers and acquisitions across a range of industrial sector of business sectors, from heavy industry through energy, both traditional and renewable, telecoms, and so on and so forth. And I'm also a tech enthusiast all my life, and that includes blockchain. I started kind of experimenting with blockchain in 2010, only a year after it was launched with the Bitcoin white paper. And I've never really been interested in cryptocurrency speculation. That's not my passion. My passion is actually implementing real-world business use cases using blockchain technology. And so with a team of friends and associates, I started developing business applications of blockchain technology in Vienna in 2017. And our goal was to do that on top of existing blockchain platforms at the time, with Ethereum being the most famous one back then and also today in terms of flexible blockchain platforms where you can do more than just send a coin or a token between various stakeholders. But after a few months of work of some, let's say, 7 people, so quite a lot of work was invested, we realized that this is simply not possible. Real world business applications cannot be deployed on Ethereum because it's way too slow, way too complex for development, way too expensive. The transaction fees are very high. And the fact that it's based on this concept of unfortunately named smart contracts, which are neither smart nor contracts, doesn't make one's life any easier when trying to implement real-world business use cases. So we actually started our own blockchain platform on 100% focused on real-world applications. And we at first internally named it Zero BS Network, Zero Bullshit Network, which kind of stands in contrast to more than 90% of everything else that's being done in blockchain space. And we thought, okay, once we develop it and do some projects with it, we will come up with a cat marketing-y name. But then we realized that all of our prospective customers actually reacted really well to this Zero BS Network name and kind of appreciated our bluntness with stating our goal right in the name of the platform. So we kept it. And so, yeah, Zero BS Network blockchain platform has been in operation since 2018. And we, as a team, have implemented a number of projects on top of it since then. Among them, the world's first asset tokenization project, where we actually tokenized a fleet of electric vehicles operating as a car sharing network in Vienna. And we also are the first and only blockchain team in the world, as far as I'm aware, that actually worked for a traditional bank, a bank that actually exists over 100 years, called Raiffeisen Bank International, based in Vienna and operating in some 15 European countries, where they did a euro-backed stable token on a public blockchain platform. There are other blockchain platforms, actually other banks, which have done trials of stable token on private blockchain platforms, but nobody except from us with Raiffeisen Bank International, as far as I'm aware, has done it on a public blockchain platform. So that's a major success. And of course, in order to be allowed to integrate our technology with the core banking system of a regulated financial institution, according to Austrian and EU laws, they hired a third-party cybersecurity company to perform the security audit of our technology. We passed with flying colors, and I'm incredibly proud of that. And then last year, I believe, we started talking with Sasha, Nenad, and other people that you see here with Immobilium around using our technological infrastructure and our experience in building real-world business applications on top of blockchain to develop the Immobilium platform for real estate sales, purchase, including, well, starting with direct sale of 100% ownership of a piece of property, but then also coming later this year, fractional ownership, as Sasha already mentioned, where you will be able to either commit funds towards a project that will be financed and developed over a period of several months or a year, but also trade shares in an existing real estate property that generates revenue through rentals, either residential or commercial. Obviously, we are working on the technical part of it. We don't have anything to do with the legal and regulatory aspects of it, but they are crucial, of course. So these features will be launched in different jurisdictions, in different countries, and different markets when all the legal, regulatory approvals and licenses and everything else is in place for those markets. So it's not going to be a global solution on day one. That's impossible because legal environment, regulatory environment is different around the world, as Sasha also mentioned. But as soon as it's possible in various markets, we will be technically ready for that. Sorry, was there a question? I seem to have heard something, but I didn't understand what was said.
Just wrap it up so that I would just ask a few Twitter selected questions by the AMA participants. Let it feel good. When you're done.
I'm sorry, I really struggle. I didn't understand what was said again. The tone was
Can you hear me now?
Really bad.
Can you hear me?
Let's try. Yeah.
Okay. I said, if you are done, I'll just go through some few pre-selected questions from the AMA participants before we go into the
right. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I think I should just choose that one. Okay. Izil. Okay. His question goes like this: on the roadmap, he said he read about execution of first crowd purchases of real estate properties with integrated property management. Can you kindly shed more light on this? What's the plan towards this? That's the question.
Yeah, I think we need to choose question from the community members that those people raised their hand already, I think.
Okay. I think I get that. Or maybe we should just give them quite a little time so that enough of them will be able to raise their hands. Okay. I think I can say.
Yeah, there are a lot of people already raised their hands, so you can unmute someone to ask question actually.
Okay, I think Kofi from the Crypto Nosh Network. Wow. All right. Kofi, I think you're on. If you can unmute yourself.
Hello, Kofi. Are you there?
Okay, are you there?
Good evening. Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, Kofi.
All right, thank you for the opportunity. So my name is Kofi, speaking from Kumasi in Ghana. So, say,
All right.
while going through the website, it says that one can finalize the whole ownership of transition in just days instead of weeks without um, going through the time-consuming steps dealing with an escrow or a notary process. So, say, I want to know if you are not acting as a middleman between you and those people who are willing to purchase a property. Now, what do you stand to gain from this project? Because obviously you are in it to gain something. You have to act as an escrow or something. So I need to know, sir.
If I may say, which like are we gonna make money? Gonna make money? We are here to make money. So what I'm trying to say, there is always fees. There is like, let's say, in California, there's certain transactional fees that are always between a buyer and a seller. And we as a middleman, we are actually coming and we are becoming like one of the agents, so to say. So like if there is a seller coming, posting something on a platform, okay, we are then representing a buyer or vice versa. So like we are going to split that fee, which for example in California is maybe 5% or something like that. 4, 5, 6%. So we're going to split that fee with that brokerage house or that individual. If we are using as an agency with a buyer. However, if you're doing like so to say two parties, right? How can we say that? Like sell by owner. So if we do this as a sell by owner, we are actually then charging our own part of a fee, which could be depends on what region, as low as 0.5% to 2%. When I say 0.5, for example, in Australia, the fees are like, total maybe 1.5%. So we cannot charge 2% fee when the total fees are 0.5%. So we're going to do this like half a point and so far and so forth. And, that's where our aspect of making money actually comes. Absolutely. Nothing is for free. Neither we are building this thing and spending tons of money and time. So there is going to be, it's a free structure, which is for us amazing because it's adjustable. It's based on a custom. Like we can make sure that, for example, if like, let's say Coldwell Banker, which we assume is going to be our major, the biggest distributor of the properties, going to have a bulk of properties, of thousands and thousands of properties, we're going to go and have set certain deals with them, lower the cost, making sure it's on a quantity where somebody who's just going to post one property a year may actually end up paying us more in a fee. But we're going to make sure to keep our fees as lowest on the market as even possible.
All right. Thank you. Thank you
I
for that.
understand aspects, but I think I still have some other things that I would like to add because when we talk about the IMB token, what is the function of the IMB token and the platform? On the platform, how does it function? Why will it be needed on the platform? We need to know, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Did you get that, sir?
Nenad?
Sorry, I did understand the question correctly. Why do you need IMB coin to work on our platform? Is that the question? That's what I heard.
You are not getting me. You're not getting me. My question is the IMB token. How does it function on the platform? What will be the use of the token on the platform? What will be its utilities to ensure that you drive up the constant how do I put it demand for this token?
The key utility of the IMB token on the platform is to reduce the transaction fees that a buyer is paying to the platform. So if you are, let's say, platinum tier holder of IMB, instead of paying 2.5% fee, transaction fee for buying a property, you will pay 45% less. So if you're seriously interested or your company is interested in investing in many properties on Immobilium, it makes sense to actually buy and hold these tokens until they fulfill the purpose of providing you with these discounts. The second main, well, I would say important feature and utility is that as you reach certain tier of IMB token holding, you can access off-market properties. You can see properties which are not listed for everybody to see, but which are uploaded by the owners and available on the market. So let's say you have a property that the owner does not want everybody to know he's selling, maybe he's a celebrity, then only those who are certain tier of IMB holders, they can see what is on the market actually, but not officially for everybody. Last but not least, you will be able to spend your IMB tokens to promote your properties. As you could maybe see when we were demonstrating on the platform, the properties are ranked. So some of them will be higher up, like Google first page. Some of them are lower down. So you could be investing your IMB tokens that your properties are higher up on a search list. So at the moment, these are the three main utilities, but please be aware that we intend to add more utilities as regulation becomes more clear. Yeah, this is why we're not even talking about these utilities at the moment, but as soon as regulation becomes clear on certain applications of blockchain and crypto, we can assure you that we'll be adding many more features and utilities to our
All right.
yeah. But so far, these are the three key utilities functions that you can use on our platform. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for that. I see ME 971. 971, can you speak up?
Hello, Amy. Are you there? You are unmuted now. Ask your question, please.
Okay. Yes, I noticed on your Twitter that you mentioned that your first round of private sale has been concluded and you raised a total of $525,000. I also noticed that there is going to be a second round of which the minimum requirement is $2,400. For smaller investors like us, will there be a round where we can actually pull together our little funds and invest in the Immobilium projects too? Did you get that?
Yeah. Sasha, do you want to take over? Don't want me to step in.
Just step in because you're in a moment.
So basically, the reason we reduced the
Yeah, I think the Nina, the voice is very low. No one get it actually.
Is it better now? Is it better now?
No,
It's
it's
quite
not.
better, but you go maybe your mic.
Is it now? Is it better now?
It's quite okay. Okay now.
Yeah. So basically, the reason why we lowered the threshold is actually to broaden the number of possible investors that can step in. Ultimately, once the token is publicly listed and listed on centralized and decentralized exchanges, it will be possible to enter at any price level that you wish. Yeah. The reason why we have to be selective in this moment is, of course, the limited supply. We have only put on the market 5% of totally available tokens, and we gradually need to expand. Another important, of course, we're interested in having as many token holders as possible, but we do want to focus on people who are interested in holding token to be used on a platform. So at the moment, most of our token holders are individuals and companies who think and see that they will be using token on the platform for the three utility purposes that we intended. And by having perhaps too many holders with too little valuation, we are, let's say, maybe setting a playground for a risky scenario where people want to do a rug pull or stuff like that. And also, we don't want to allow creation of whales. And this is why we have an upper limit so that nobody can hold more than 5 million Immobilium tokens until the ICO, basically. So the reason why we are strategizing about a number of tokens you can buy and sell and the level at which you're entering is exactly to protect the entire community from anything that is malpractice.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah. Are you done, Emmy? Emmy, are you there?
Yes, I am done. Yes, I'm here.
All right. Thank you for that. Okay.
Okay, thank you very
Can
much.
we go to
Hello, Elon Musk, are you there?
Hello, how are you? Can I ask my question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, my question is my question is there any company working under your project? Do you have a partner? Are you looking for a stakeholder to invest more in your project? How can I invest? This is my question.
I wasn't sure if I heard it right. If you can like maybe repeat one more time, or if somebody else like maybe it's my connection here.
From what I heard, and I hope
I'm back.
I hope you
Hello, can you hear?
Yeah, that's question.
If I understood correctly, the question is, do we tend to expand further through partnerships? Is that correct?
Yeah, he asked about the partnerships and staking program also. And how can he stake?
Okay, ma'am. That's question.
Partnerships are the core here. And as I said and mentioned, we are projecting next year in 2023 to have anywhere like around 30 global hubs. And, and to create all these networks between them so that they can, intercommunicate and make it much more smoother and easier. So like, depending where you at, like we are trying to get like more urban areas first, before we move to like little cities. But with that said, it doesn't mean if you're far away and there is a huge or vast amount of real estate properties available that could be moved around as an asset, for us to open the hub there. Absolutely no problem. We just need to get in touch with that. Situations like with Australia or Dubai, where as easy as it sounds, it actually came by chance, like that we had individuals there. It's very crucial to have people you can trust. It's not like just us going over there and opening a franchise, which our model is going to be a franchise in 2024, a certain level. Right now, we need people that we can rely on, not from financial point of view or any kind of gains, but more of execution part of and more like commitment, so that we can set our bases there.
Hello, sir. How are you? Can I ask this question?
Maybe shed a bit of light on the staking, as it was also a question that we asked. The staking, as we see it, maybe slightly different than what you're used to. When we say staking, it means that yes, you have your tokens, you don't spend them, but you can use them in many ways. One of the features that will be made available is that, for example, that you can agree that you rent your tokens for a certain number of time for certain value, and so they go out of your wallet and go back to your wallet in certain time frame where the counterparty which needed to borrow your token wanted to achieve certain status of tiers to have savings on transactions. So, and this is something that we're also working on to enable, so that you staking your coins basically will not yield you a certain percentage, but it will be up to you if you want to borrow or rent your tokens for a certain fee to certain individuals or companies that are interested in having short-time benefit of large transaction fee discounts. So we're also taking a little bit different angle on staking. It's not just your tokens are idling and earning you a fee or a percentage. No, you have to be a little bit active. You have to respond to market and borrow or rent your tokens for certain fee. And it's totally up to you and the other party how you agree on which terms you want to do it. But this is also up and coming, yeah?
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think we have someone else. Is it Smartoski one? Okay, please can you go on? Smartoski one? Can you unmute and
Okay.
ask your question?
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, we can hear you. You can go on.
Okay. Yeah, I saw on your site that you can actually buy parts, like a fraction of a property with like-minded investors. So my question is, if I buy a property with some people, a group of people, and I want to resell my fraction, the marketplace, does it work like an NFT where I have to list it and wait for someone to bid on it and then I sell it, or it's like an exchange where I sell instantly? That's my question. Did you share me?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we heard you well. Basically, when you buy fractions of a property, you can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So when you buy fractions of property, you can buy or sell. Actually, you can buy more fractions from other token holders if all the fractions are distributed. Basically, there is an internal exchange on the platform where you will say your buying price, you will put it on the market for other token holders of that property to see the price. And if they feel that they want to sell you their fraction for the price that you named, they will sell it. Yeah. On the other hand, if you want to sell your fraction, you will offer sorry, sir. You will say ask price. You will put it on the market and say, this is how much money I want for my fraction. And if there is somebody seeing on the listing of offered fractions of the property that you're listing, they can buy it. This is all happening internally on platform on Immobilium. Yeah, this is one of the features that is on the platform. Does this answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Thank you. So basically, it's like an NFT marketplace.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I said I got your answer. It just works like an NFT marketplace.
Let's do more questions.
I just think we should move on to the next question. Okay. I see Emperor Martin. Emperor Martin, can you ask your question?
Yeah, I do. Hello, guys.
Hi, Martin.
I believe I'm audible, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right. Hello, guys. Thank you for the opportunity. First of all, I must say your website design is amazing, guys. I really love it. It's detailed and has all the explanations one needs. So my question is regarding your token. I noticed that the price will remain 0.015, valid till all purchases till the 8th of August, according to what I read on your website. So my question is this a strategy to just attract investors, or you plan to increase the token price with time?
There are two things related to the token deployment, so to say. First is
I don't know. Did you guys get my question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the two things to consider. There is a need to broaden the user base to increase the popularity of the platform, but it's essential to understand that the value of the token is derived from its utility on the platform.
Sorry for cutting you. I can barely hear you.
Okay, I'll try to speak up a little bit louder like this. Does it work? Is it better?
A little bit.
Okay, I will be even more loud. Okay, so basically there is two functions that we intend to achieve by increasing the user base of Immobilium platform. First of all is to broaden the number of people that know about a project, but the actual increase of the value of the token, the most substantial one, will come with the deployment of the platform and when the utility of the token becomes really noticeable. And that is why we are not putting all tokens on the market, but we are gradually deploying them. The value of the token is tied to its value that it can create to the user of the platform. Yeah, without platform, it really has no utility. But on the other hand, you can operate on the platform without even having any tokens. So will the token price increase? We expect that it will, but we do not think it is a token that will go sky high, even though there is a physically limited supply of those tokens. We do not think it will go sky high. So do not take these tokens expecting that you will be buying houses or whatnot based on just a few Immobilium tokens. It is not the intent. The intent is to provide value to those who actively use Immobilium platform for real estate transactions. Yeah. So it's important to understand and to connect these two things. Does it help answer your question?
Yeah, it does. And quickly, can I go ahead and ask? Oh, don't worry, I would ask the rest of my questions in the chat so that others can ask. Thank you.
All right, thank you. King Emperor. Okay, let's go on to King Levite. King Levite, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me, sir?
King Levite, are you there?
Yes, I'm online. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, you are. Go on with your question.
All right, so sir, I was wondering, would there be any plans for maybe ambassadorship or working with influencers in the crypto space as a part of your marketing strategy in attracting investors?
LA team, do you want to step in?
I would like to hear this question one more time, please.
Okay, I said, would there be any plans for you to have ambassadors or influencers in the crypto space as a part of your marketing strategies in attracting investors?
I mean, of course. Look, I want to make sure that we again say this thing that like we didn't start crypto and then created a platform. Platform is the key. Real estate transactions are the key. The coin became just there, and we said, okay, well, let's embrace it and let's turn this platform into the blockchain, kind of subsidiary, so to say. And so, like, absolutely, we are looking for all those ambassadors. We're looking for expansion, and to tell you the truth, we expanded so fast. I mean, and we didn't even anticipate it. Based on our first roadmap, which was built sometimes last year, we thought that like we won't even have any kind of partnership before the April of next year. However, people are approaching us. People want to open offices. People want to do stuff with us because they're realizing how a significant concept this is. So like any kind of ambassadors, any kind of affiliations, that's the mothership. Like we are the mothership of all those approaches.
Okay, thank you for that.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think I see Bravo C. Bravo C, can you ask a question? Bravo C.
Can I hear me?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Sir, my question, how did you overcome the obstacle in the beginning of your project? What step have you taken for 2023 that will take your project much further?
Please, could you say again? Could you repeat your question?
What step have you taken for 2023 that will take your project much further?
Okay, I think the team will answer this. I think he's asking about the goals.
Okay.
Till roadmap, I think.
I mean, the goals we kind of already set through the time. I have no problem repeating them again. It's, we are now in the verge of launching the platform in the next 3 to 4 months. We're going to continue expanding the platform and adding additional, features and additional implement, points of transactions, expanding the market, is, as I said at the beginning, the platform was just like, let's create something to exchange. Now it's becoming a network of connecting, partnerships in individual banking systems. So we continue doing that. We as we speak right now, we are establishing our Dubai, partnerships. Our Australia and Germany is ready to go, and which we are glad. So we didn't have to start here first and then knock on other doors. So people are seeing that there is a need for exposure of their local areas. We got approached by South Africa, we got approached by other countries that they know that it's very hard for them to sell it. You have to understand it's a two-way street. It's not just people out of America buying properties all around the world. It's making opportunities for people from around the world buying properties, America, and so far and so forth. And we are also trying to bypass, that's the wrong word. We're just trying to adjust over to any kind of regulations that are happening that if it's people, if it's hard for us to buy something in Australia as a foreigner, we'll make sure that maybe the Australians can buy property somewhere easier. And this is what this platform is actually based on.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that.
I just unmute the captain actually, because he's from the beginning. He said to me that he's waiting from the 1 hours. So captain, ask your question, please.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did that. Immobilium platform is a blockchain-powered real estate trading platform and has a native token IMB. So, can you explain the use of the IMB token in the Immobilium ecosystem? And is there a limit on how much I can buy?
I think that my partner already kind of mentioned this thing, and I'm going to say it again. It's the token itself is going to have many utilities as they are right now, and for agencies to buying and selling properties, for fractional ownership, and so far and so forth. The utilities are going to grow throughout the time based on current regulations and whatever it's coming down the road. So for us to say now we can do X, Y, Z, and not being even sure what the governments of the world are going to decide how further this is going to go with crypto would be either crazy or would be too arrogant. So many of our utilities that we have for a token are sitting on a back burner and waiting for this thing to happen. So as far as buying the coin, we also know that people, there is restricted countries, they cannot buy the coin. Our country is one of the first ones you can actually not buy the coin, but people finding a way how to do that. And we are very, very careful about that ourselves. We don't want to have one coin ruining, $1 billion business in the future. And but anyone else outside of jurisdictions they are allowing can buy it. For now, it's a private sale, and as my partner said, we are controlling the flow, the equilibrium between the demand and supply. We don't want to create whales who can do the rug pull and crash the whole market cap. And it happened with all those coins, which is name it, from Shiba to Flocky, Schmocky, anything you want, all these things. I don't want to call them as the people call them, but our coin is actually based on the value of the platform itself, and it's a secondary. So sometimes I think that we are going to announce the launch, but I can say here the ICO should be on 11/11, November 11th. By then we're going to be placed on many exchange platforms first. We are applying for Binance right now as we speak because it's a longer process. And you're going to see the more frequent update of our roadmap, of our white paper as we go in upcoming weeks and months.
All right, thank
That's
you.
Good. Best of luck for the project.
Captain, are you done? Okay, I think we should go to the next question. I saw Skillful somewhere. Skillful, you have been unmuted. I think you could speak. Skillful. Are you there? Okay, I feel we should go to the next person. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I see OB Favor. I think OB Favor. Yeah, OB Favor. OB Favor, can you speak?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. We can hear you. You're loud and clear.
Yeah, my question. What do you think makes your project unique and successful as a project? What do you think makes your project unique, stand out? Or what do you think your project also needs to stand out in the marketplace?
Well, I'm not sure if you were there since the beginning of our presentation. I mean, the unique, it's the time. Time is the most important asset of your life. And if you have to, for any transaction, wait 4 to 6 weeks or longer, where you actually are capable to finish it in just days, why would you? So we are creating that. Our security measures and our technology, it's going to enable that process to be faster. We are not going to, as I said, change any user behavior. We're going to become a tool that people are going to use. They're going to feel secure, and they're going to feel that with Immobilium, they're going to get a product which is actually going to cost less at the end of the day. So and it's a global exposure. I mean, look, there is so many factors here. It's a Z generation. I assume you're young. You sound very young. So Z generation, people are sitting on tons of money that they made through, crypto markets, and the crypto markets are going to come back, next 3, 6, 9 months. All of a sudden, you have again millions of dollars sitting in your accounts, and we are offering this thing asset to asset that you don't have to sell your coin first, deposit into your bank account, pay taxes on it, and then go and deposit back and do this thing. So if you have it on hands, and you want to put it in the best asset in the world, which is real estate, why would you go to 4 to 6 weeks if you can use us, do it in 4 to 6 days?
Yeah, okay.
All right,
just one more.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Obi Favor. Okay, let's go to the last question. Overpower LRKH. Hello? Mr. Skillful?
Hello.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm available.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
All right. Go on.
Okay, so I would like to ask that do you provide mortgage services on your platform? Probably I can buy a property on mortgage, or is there a way whereby you can as well accommodate other platforms to partner with yours in order to provide mortgage services?
This is, our goal. We, people ask us, who's your competitor? Who's this? Who's that? We generally don't have a competitor because nobody has built any kind of, process like that. So you want to understand the technology is out there. Technology can be mimicked, can be reverse engineered. Sooner or later, somebody is going to build something similar to us. What is our advantage? Advantage of about 18 months of development, research, and structuring those partnerships. So, we would love to partner up, with individuals. I mean, I'm free to say the company out there in blockchain, they're doing real estate like Propi, for example, or they're using NFT smart contracts for their deeds. And I think it's an amazing technology. And I think that down the road, 5 or 10 years from now, everybody is going to be on blockchain. Everybody is going to literally text here, send message here, and log in. But it's going to take time for that. So, us, partnering up with different institutions, different houses, it's the goal. first of all, we can never ever compete with a major institutions such as like Redfin, Zillow, or anything like that, because they're far advanced than we are. Second, they've been out there for a while, but they are doing something completely different as we do. So if we can become and plug in an extension tool to their millions of dollars of properties, we are more than happy about that. This is our goal.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we should. I think that was the last question for this segment. We are actually to do a random. I think the team should actually do the honors and pick just maybe three random listeners. The team should do me the honor. Or should I pick the random listeners? Can you hear me?
Yes. I'm not sure, like if this was addressed to me.
Sir?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Said.
Was anything addressed to me?
Yes. That was the last question for this segment. Maybe if you could pick three random winners that have been active on your community.
Oh, three random winners. My mom, my sister, and my uncle. No, I'm just kidding. I can barely see that.
Okay.
But then let me do this thing. Okay, I'm gonna pick up Bill Gates.
Okay, who is Bill Gates? Please, maybe if you could, unmute him to say a word.
So, I unmuted him also. Hello, Bill Gates. Okay. Ask your question, please.
No, he doesn't need to ask a question. Like he's a winner for the random listeners.
Okay. Yeah. So Bill Gates.
If Bill Gates is there, okay, I'll take Bill Gates. I take Mila N.I.L.A like Mila, and I take Chucky, Chukky.
Okay, I think I saw that.
How much is this going to cost? How many opinions am I giving them?
You said? I think the team will actually decide that after the armor, after the session.
Yeah, no problem.
Team, well, okay, we have spent actually about 1 hour 56 minutes.
I'm
thinking about Immobilium.
No, I apologize for all the, I really appreciate it. Saturday night somewhere, Saturday morning somewhere, lunch. We are hungry here as well. And I mean, my guys were fairly already slept, but I really appreciate
no problem.
This great,
it was a nice time having, your $1 billion idea here.
No. I'm very happy that like so many people participated. I see like hundreds of people here. It's amazing. And for our first AMA, it's quite a great response. And I'm thankful to have our partners and associates here, and from Common Bankers and Chicago Title. We can't wait to show you our first transaction in the upcoming weeks. And we're gonna literally document the whole process. And we'll be more than happy to become that solution for international real estate purchase. I have this video that I wanted to actually do a promotional video. I'm not sure if anyone of my people, such as Peter or somewhere else, can share this thing. And it's an amazing promotional video for you to see our first properties that are going to be listed on the market. Is there any way to do that?
I think
Peter?
Peter cannot do it because he's doing the YouTube video. I will
Okay,
ask
can
maybe Lorena if you can.
can you please
share the screen?
Share the screen and run the video, please.
Hello to everybody. I will share my screen now.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Short the promotional property video, please.
Yeah, this is what Nenad asked for.
No, not that. The promotional property video, the ones that we put on YouTube. Guys, there is lunch.
Guys, do you want to try my luck again? Let me try my luck with my screen sharing again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Like this look good.
Guys. Can we hear each other? Still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to say one more time, thank you for everything. Please stay on our Immobilium chat group. It grew like rapidly in a past month and a half. And then, if you have any other questions, you can constantly ask us, send us emails. We can wait to launch this thing. Trust me, we spent tons of money and 18 months of work. So all these things that are coming towards that moment are like, more exciting for us that you can even imagine. And just follow us. Any kind of questions, we're more than happy to answer you, and I hope that your property will be found on our platform down the road and, sold.
All right, thank you. I think I will call it a day here. Sasha needs want to say anything before we call it a day here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, Sasha.
I'm here.
Do you need to say anything before we call it a day here?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, but what did you say?
Okay, I asked in case if you want to say anything as closing remarks, before we call this.
I my closing remarks: if you're in Europe, go out and have party. If you're in LA, go to the restaurants here in Beverly Hills and join us. And I hope I see you soon. And apologizing for all the technological errors and mishaps. I don't think it's going to happen again.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
And then I'll close this saying Mobilium to Mars, actually, not to Moon anymore.
Yeah.
Planet Mars.
God is the witness. Thank you, brother. Thank you much.
All right, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank